something. He's big as hell.
Hello, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Friday Night Craft and Chill. We're actually starting at a reasonable time for me, 10:20 something, so that's cool. Hope everyone's having a good week, or has had a good week, is having a good Friday. Defrosting a freezer, been at it all day. That sounds not super fun. Not super fun. I mean, is it outside or inside the house? In the basement, no drain and carpet. Oh, you okay? Right now I'm thinking of a wall. I'm probably gonna do some more painting on the med bay, but just measuring a wall that's gonna go in the back real quick. Haven't really given it too much thought. So we'll cut that. Yeah, I think I threw everyone off by starting actually before 11 o'clock this week. I think Punk is streaming members only. Oh, okay. Yeah, he does that sometimes. On Friday night, Punk's Pit. Might be over. Listen to an audiobook. What audiobook? Hey, what's up, Kenzo? Good evening. What's up, Friday Night Crew? The Toy Elite Network. Ed, what is going on? Is that your official YouTube name now? Terminus. Oh, okay. It's one of those books written by the guy that wrote The Expanse. I think you said. I think my brain cell's firing correctly, but I'm not sure. I changed the channel name and tested it out. Not sure if it's staying or not. It's been gaslit by Mr. Wonderful. What would you want to test out about it, Ed? Like, what's the... Just how you feel about it? Or you're trying to see if that does something like, I don't know, algorithmically or something? Peter Klein. Janky foam board, man. It's all kinds of bowed. What are we gonna put on that back wall? A little of both. Tell Travis Hexastack better not be coming from China. Better not be coming from China. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be quite disruptive for the whole toy collector ecosystem. I saw the rewatch. I rewatched the Helladope broadcast when they were talking about the tariffs. And I'm surprised they did that, actually, but that was good. That was, like a nice little change of pace. But, as soon as they were done, the tariffs changed already. So it's been a very dynamic situation. I think I know what I'm going to do with that. It's Jay Gonzo. What's up, Gonzo? We got Troy. Troy, okay. Is that I'm supposed to just call that TD3 Trooper? I mean, that's how it's pronounced, right? I think. Let's see. What is TD3 Trooper? Sounds like Star Wars something, but I don't know what that is. Let's go cut this a little bit. Okay. Troy Dotson the third. That makes sense. The Toy Elite Network, right? James Lucas, what's going on, James Lucas? We got Thor. He's coming in here before he heads off to sleep, I'm sure. And, yeah. All right. Let me move a couple of these things out of the way. Actually, let me move all of these things out of the way. What's going on, Largo? Crap. Oh yeah, how you been, Largo? I hope you've been doing well. We got Briscoe coming in. What's going on, Briscoe? Briscoe, you a little more chilled out this week? I know you were kind of maybe hitting those edibles a little bit hard, or maybe you were more chilled out. Now you didn't seem very chill. You did not seem extremely chill. All right, I think offset a little bit like that. Cool. We'll need some doors. Just the right amount, right on, Briscoe. Looking through the Rad Nom back catalog of diorama delights, tinkering with a mad scientist pulp era vigilante layer diorama. Okay, that sounds pretty cool, Largo. Pretty cool. The mad scientist vibes. That sounds. I guess that's kind of up the alley of the sci-fi consoles, kind of a bit too. It's very similar. Alright, let's see. What's the chat doing? Mezco Doc Nocturnal. Through the shipping yeah, I bet that's fun for you. Yeah. You know, Largo, I kind of, as soon as I heard about the whole thing with the tariffs, I kind of figured a lot of people are just going to focus on some dioramas or some, you know, some rejiggering of things and storytelling and maybe spending a little bit of time with what they have right now and figuring out better ways to display it than acquiring lots of new stuff. Okay, I need the hot glue gun. I mean, I don't need it, but I need it. Wow, I'm already done with my tea? What the heck? I'm looking for my seltzer. It's holding the camera up. So anybody else got any other projects going on? Largo's building a diorama. We got Fat Red is defrosting a freezer. Ed is going through a existential identity crisis on his name due to social pressure from Travis. The wavy gravy pad and goo gun. Right? You know, Largo, this thing is great because it's silicone and the hot glue doesn't stick to it. Wonderful. But the wavy pattern, like, kind of hurts my arm. I need to get a flat pad, and I just keep not doing that. What you making? Working on a spaceship, sci-fi, medical bay sort of thing. I have way too many projects going on. What do you got going on, Ed? What do you have going on? I mean, you had the Western thing, and you had the Private Eye, but I think you're done with the Private Eye. Building a bat bike at the moment. That sounds cool. What are you building it on as a base? Last week you attended the, you make a good point, Random. Last week I attended the Awesome Con here in DC. Oh, that sounds fun. It was great. Mythic 2 was high. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not like, cost of living has been rough for years now, so I'm sure there's quite a few people in the hobby that are just right at the edge of not being able to really justify it half the time, but you know, it's something they enjoy, so they keep going with it, but you can only push people so far. And But I still think, well, like I said, that's always been kind of a thing of mine, right? It's like you should. It's cool to work on the hobby side of the hobby with building stuff or doing customization. I think it adds another dimension. People who do that usually seem a little bit more. I don't know. Some of them seem a little bit more. I don't know how to put it. Maybe less obsessed with constantly buying new stuff. Although there's kind of a little bit of that in all of it. The Probulator 5000 for sickbay, does it buy you dinner first? It does not, Largo. And we had a whole thing where we weren't sure where to put this, but I just decided to stick it on the end. So, it'll work. It'll be alright. It doesn't have to be perfect. This still needs some paint. And this thing came out cool, except the bottom was just slightly crooked, so when it stands, it's like it's just a little bit of a cant. Maybe I'll shim the bottom of it. I don't know. From some angles, it looks totally square, and from other angles, it's like a little. It's actually this top piece is a little bit like that, just a little bit. Model kits, cool. Still working on the Western dial. Horse-drawn wagon, that sounds cool. That's actually a really good idea, Ed. I haven't thought about that, because it's just basically... Yeah, it's just like building a dock or anything out of, wood foam. Or, wire-brushed foam looking wood. Only difference would be the wheels. Cutting round wheels would be difficult with foam, but you just get some plastic or something. Shimmy, shim, shim. Yep, shim sharoo. Hip to be square. It is. It is. It has its benefits. You know what? I better put a new stick in there first. I have a laser cutter. Wagon wheels are wood, but Ed does not have a laser cutter. Which, if you remember, Fat Red, when I made the Mossmobile, I laser cut the wheels on the Mossmobile because it was the easiest option I had. Quickest. I could have done some 3D designed ones that might have been a little bit more beefy, but the laser cut was nice and easy. Ed knows Travis. It's just proximity. And Ed also probably knows Travis well enough that if he orders a 3D wheel from Travis, he might get it sometime in the next 3 years. I don't know. I kid. Maybe Travis seems like he would go out of his way to help someone with something like that, so I don't know. Some 3D printed. Okay, cool. Nice, Ed. A rolling moss grows fat on a rolling mossmobile. Prop dude. What's up, chat? What's up, prop dude? All right. Ed whittles his own wagon wheels down by the creek. Of course he does. Of course he does. What else do you think Ed would be doing? Making a 22 Hellraiser lore box at the moment. Oh, that sounds cool. G.I. Jetman, how you doing? This is not level. Can we find... Do I have anything that is just square? Is there anything here? How's everything going in Randomville? Are you asking me about my life, or are you asking me about that little town I was going to build called Randomville at one point? Life, if it's life, Largo, it's been interesting. There's been some, you know, some ups and downs, but it's pretty much just like a persevere kind of situation. Not too terribly bad. Life in general, but whatever. I literally like pull out the towel. Here's Randomville, Largo. Things are going great. Yeah, I mean, you know, not too bad. Some things have been going okay, but there's, you know, there's I would be working more, and I would be doing some other things more, but I have a lot of time spent lately helping Mom out. So, and that's rewarding, you know, but I wish I had maybe one more family member that was a little bit closer to kind of switch in and out with me every now and then, but, you know, it is what it is. I live under a rock and yeah, that's right, Ed. I never even built it, and we already know all about it. When I was talking about building Randomville, Largo, I was gonna like make a little house, different types of houses for people that we know in YouTube, and one of them was gonna be Ed was just gonna live under a rock next to a creek in the back somewhere. Things down south here have been bummerish, but the layer abides, right? It is what it is. I think we're gonna switch to tacky glue for this part. Edge Crick would be a noble project. Just need a troll bridge and a Bigfoot hammock. You know, I didn't even think about that, but you would definitely need to have like Bigfoot footprints going down on the other side of the crick near Ed. That makes perfect sense. What are the chances of me keeping all this straight while doing the live stream? Pretty much none, but we'll get it close. Close enough, hopefully. And you know, all these things that we do on here on the live stream, like any of this stuff, this is almost just like prototyping, right? If I wanted to, a lot of these things I could just go in and 3D model after. Some of them wouldn't lend themselves too much to 3D printing, but some would. That's kind of one of the cool things about it. You don't have to build something just once. Things often get much better as you build the same or similar item multiple times. I know a lot of people will just do a project for a display and they'll just do it one time, but if you, I mean, think about when you're drawing something, you do a rough sketch, then you refine it, then you might, you know, put the finishing touches on. Happy little foam accents make unique stuff. Yeah, for sure. Bigfoot hammock sounds amazing. A Bigfoot in a hammock sounds amazing. Not so Super Mario. Wow, I haven't seen you in a minute, man. How you doing? Oh, dude, this might be it. This might actually be the last straw. I might have to fire up the laser cutter because these oval little button doodads, I only got 3 left. And I was going to put them on this back wall, all these drawer fronts and stuff. So the only thing I could do without having to fire it up again is use those, which are just round little things, which will look okay. I mean, they'll look okay, but they won't match. Which is kind of interesting, right? It is kind of more, it's like intriguing, like why doesn't it match? It gives it like a ramshackle, thrown together kind of look, like maybe this stuff was added in later or something, you know, they weren't put in the same rebuild of the room. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. What's up, random diorama and folks here? Just got here. Looking good so far. Hey, Jay Dioramas. What's going on, man? Space station probably built by the lowest bidder. Contractor used cheaper panels for that section. Yeah, something like that. Or it was like a junker and they wanted to fix it up, and when they were sitting there, they got the contractor out. They're like, all right, we need to refit the whole med bay. You know, it's a new crew, new owner. And, you know, the guy's like, well, it's going to be $90,000. And they're like, whoa. Well, I can cut 15 grand off if we just leave the old back wall in there the same and just throw some paint on it. And they're like, yeah, all right, let's do that. You know. I don't know, Largo, if you've ever watched Serenity or Firefly, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. It's that kind of rust bucket slapped together vibe. Love me some brown coats. Headcanon. Yeah, totally, Lago. I can't stand when people get too nitpicky about... I mean, you know, it is. It is what it is, but... It's not like I get super upset or anything, but... Oh, it's gotta be this way. This should be that way. Why isn't it... That doesn't make sense. It's like, it doesn't have to make sense. I can make any story I want in my brain to justify whatever I'm doing. And I don't even have to think about it that much because, you know, I already... laid it out that way or made the goof, so there's a whole story there just waiting to be told about that. Yeah, I like that. I like the character. Another show that was kind of like that, although it was significantly less popular, was Star Hunter 2600 or something. And they just put one of those, I think Star Hunter Redo or something, or Redux, or however the heck you say that, on Amazon Prime. There's a bunch of sci-fi that's just popped up on Amazon Prime. Terra Nova. I don't know if that's new on there, but I haven't seen it before. I watched that. It's only one season. Older show. And they just put Babylon 5 on there. All of the seasons of Babylon 5. I'm probably going to watch through that because I haven't seen it on a streaming platform for free in quite some time. Or maybe ever. I think the last time I watched Babylon 5 was on Netflix when they would ship the DVDs to your house. So it's been a minute. Numa City is all headcanon. Yeah, for sure. For sure, Fat Red. I mean, yeah, headcanon, and you're basing it off of, you know, people in the community, which is still headcanon. But, yeah, that's very cool. That's one of the things that's likable about it, I would say. Yeah, the UK's Red Dwarf. I've only seen a little bit of that, but I remember the tone of it, kind of Monty Python-ish. Maybe I will cut something for right here. Hang on. Just random in Largo. Cryptid mode right now, huh? I don't know if it looks more futuristic without a counter on it or a easy counter. The counter needs to be smaller. Let me go trim that down and take a look here. A Fox Spirit gets a Cybertech upgrade. That sounds a lot like Shadowrun. There's a lot of crossover with like shamanistic magic and cyberpunk in Shadowrun. All right, this one's all busted up, but I do like it, so I'm definitely, I think it looks better with it. I was gonna leave it like that originally, but I think just the countertop will look better. Yeah. I was doing some panel stuff like this on my last dio on my channel. I used to hate the time it took because you guys inspired me to build almost every day of my life. Yeah, so the time... Yeah, I get you. And I don't build every day of my life anymore, Dioramas. I did do that for quite some time, though. Yeah, panel stuff is cool, man, because you can just kind of like, you know, freestyle with it, and then it just kind of comes together really well. Largo said Shadowrun was fun back in the RPG days, needs a revival. Shadowrun was fun. I never played it on pencil and paper, but I had the player handbooks. A guy who was going off to college, and he was a couple of years, maybe like 3 years older than me in high school, gave me a bunch of his older Dungeons and Dragons and role-playing equipment, and some of it I used and some of it I didn't use, and the Shadowrun stuff was one I didn't use. But, and I'll probably be playing it soon because I've been on a nostalgia kick with my Super Nintendo. I do have this guy right here. Oh yeah. Nice and vintagey. Good condition, too. I've had this since high school, so... And I know they had a version on Genesis, too, but, yeah, I remember this was my favorite. I can't remember exactly what was different with Genesis. I know quite a bit was. The hacking part was different and all that, but this was a really, really fun game, actually. Interesting mechanics with the crosshairs and stuff. Yeah, fortunately, I saved one tube TV. I have one Sony Trinitron 13-inch TV because I had like 4 or 5 different tube TVs I was keeping in the garage. I was like, maybe I'll do something with them one day. And, you know, after like 10 years of that, I was just like, all right, whatever, get rid of them. And we get rid of them, and now I'm looking around. I got rid of them maybe like 5 years ago, and now I'm looking around, and it's like $300 or $400 to get a stupid tube TV because everyone who buys them only wants them to play retro video games on. Yeah, I know, Fat Red. I know, that sucked. You know what, Briscoe? That's an interesting idea. That is an interesting idea. I'm playing Link to the Past right now. I just got to the Dark World, so I'm still at the beginning of the game, really. I don't know. That is interesting. A review of the game as a 45-year-old versus when I played it as a kid. It's kind of interesting. All right, let's cut some more stuff like this real quick. Zelda's an ungrateful brat. Yeah, for sure. We don't need to hear about that. Ed and Largo's Creekside Adventures. Are you putting a board between those two panels? I'm not sure what you mean, but that's what's going on. This is just a countertop. Got it. All right, right on. Okay. Largo, the price of foam board was going up. It went up really steeply during the pandemic, came down, and kind of just fluctuated around a little bit. But I haven't had to buy any in, I don't know, maybe almost a year. Maybe not that long, maybe 6 months. So I don't know what it is right now. I usually buy, at any given time, I always have at least one whole 4x6, 4x8 foot sheet of 1/2 inch, 2 inch, and 1 inch down in the garage. Sometimes a little more, depending. Whenever I go shopping. What other SNES games do you still have, Radnam? Quite a few, Briscoe. Quite a few. I mean, I say quite a few. I don't know, maybe like 20 or 30 or something like that. But some of them are really good, like RPGs. Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore, Final Fantasy II, Final Fantasy III, Illusion of Gaia. I think I have Killer Instinct. I don't know, there's quite a few. Maybe I'll pull more of them out. I don't know if I'm going to do that tonight, though, but we'll see. Three, yeah. Well, Super Nintendo, I have quite a few of a lot of the classic games, but Super Nintendo was like pretty much my favorite console from back then. And I still have the Super Nintendo that my grandmother bought me in Florida when I went to visit them. I think it was 1991 was the year that she bought me that. So it still has the Star Trek. I think it was I don't know. Hold on. Yeah, I put this Star Trek 25th anniversary sticker on here, and that was 1991. And this came in a little Star Trek, like a handheld LCD game that had voice, and you had a picture of the Enterprise, and it would be like the shields would go down, you'd hit the button, it would just, shields up, shields down, It was, yeah. My dad got it. I'm pretty sure he bought it for him, but I completely absconded with it. I retro game solo. Yeah, I retro game solo. No, not there. No, that doesn't make sense. It needs to be on the bottom, dude. Yeah, the classic SNES discoloration. I have a couple of SNES consoles, but that's my OG, and yeah. There's a whole story behind that where they said they had like a subpar batch of plastic or something like that for certain, when certain mold pieces were made, or certain batch runs were made from the molds in certain areas, and they just had crappy plastic. I remember when it first started discoloring, it kind of like annoyed me, and now I think it's just part of the, it's like patina, as the antiquers would say. It's part of the whole experience. Oh yeah, just send all that stuff flying. I'll never clean mine. It's nostalgia, right? Mama made Daddy a sandwich. All right, Largo, take care. Rooster on the way out for Largo. There we go. Troy says, wow, time is flying. Indeed, it is, Troy. And special thanks to Troy and all of my channel members. I appreciate you guys keeping me in snacks. And Aileen's Tacky Glue. So thank you very much for that, guys. And if you were to say, hey, John, or random, what kind of snacks did you have today? I had a full dinner before the stream, a little whiles before the stream, you know, maybe about an hour and a half before it started. Well, maybe 2 hours, I guess. But I actually have, for post-stream snack, ooh, cornbread. That's right, we're in the South now. I've been here a long time, so... And now I'm started making cornbread. And that stuff is delicious, so... Rooster Power, right on. Take care. Take care, Thor. Thanks for hanging out. Heat it up with butter. No, I like it plain, but you can throw the butter on and it is good. I have had it with butter sometimes. That's just the Jiffy cornbread mix. It's not from scratch or anything, but it's great. You know, you just whip an egg and a little bit of milk in there and throw it in the oven, and it's really nice. But I think I'm going to do something with something like that and some cheese and some jalapenos in there and see how that works out. Troy with the $10 super chat. That's right, snacks. Thank you very much, Troy. And yes, that is right. Snacks are a necessity around here. I mean, look at me. Look at me. I'm barely hair. If I don't have snacks, I mean, I might just literally turn sideways and disappear. Okay. Thank you again, Troy. Appreciate it, man. I'm not sure what I'm doing with this one. It's going to be different. You know what? Let's just do whatever. I was thinking I'm gonna add some more things on there, but you know what, I can just put this on here for now, and if I want to add some more later, I can add some more later, right? I mean, it could have the same handle as the rest of them and then have little other things on there, but that came together pretty good. Let's see what that looks like in the whole diorama now. 16 months, where did the time go? I know, Fat Red, that's crazy. That's crazy. So, how long was I doing the live stream before I got monetized? I don't know, it had to be a while. At least half a year. I feel like it was almost like a year, though. Have I been doing this 2.5 years? That seems... I don't know. November. There's November 2021. At least 2 years, yeah. Man, I'm trying to think. November 2022. I don't know. I know I did my first solo live stream. It had to be December or November, but I don't remember if it was 2021 or 2022. Heck, I don't even know. I have no idea. It could have been. I'm going to do a live stream soon on Notify. Right on, dioramas. What time is it there, man? It's kind of late. Not that, you know, I'm one to talk. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. That's what it looks like. Let's turn this off. No, not that one. Two years, okay, Farad. Counter to pull this back to where it would make the best angle. Let's, there we go, that'll work. Yeah, this is actually, this back wall is kind of slick. Kind of liking it. I wasn't sure at first. At first I was going to run it all the way from one end all the way to the other end. But I was kind of like, you know, we could do some gaps. That'll be all right. Gaps will be fine. Maybe I'll do a roof on this. I don't know, but I think maybe a roof. Take care, Eduardo. Have a good night, man. At least 2 to 3 years. Yeah, dioramas. I mean, it's I started doing random dioramas again, like my Instagram channel in 2021. I think I started up again in August or June. I think the first thing I did, I don't know if I remember incorrectly, but I think the first thing I did, well, I posted some pictures of some dungeon tiles, and then the first video I did was Link doing the milk crate challenge and falling over in one of my dioramas. Removable. Yeah, of course it will. Great for real. Thank you very much. I don't know if I'll magnetize it or not, just because it's gotten difficult to get the magnets that I like, although I do have some. But I'll, yeah, it'll come apart. Let's see, where are we at here? Maybe I'll do some painting now. I got some stuff here that needs to be worked on. I don't know what I'm going to do with this wall yet. I mean, I could just leave it like that. I don't know, though. I might need a little something. Let me grab a little water here for the painting. think you started shortly after being on Helladope, and it was around April or May. Okay. I think probably what I was doing was, I know shortly, it was like within a month or two of stopping going on Rocco's regularly. I did like 1 or 2 sporadic live streams, like very sporadic, and then after doing that, I don't remember how many times, it might have been like 3 or 4 times, I was like, all right, I need to have a set day at least, and then I could never nail down a time, and then it just kind of became a joke that I would never really had a set time, and so it's like, screw it, it's just on Friday late, and it kind of stayed that way. We'll see, J Dioramas. I won't be here too much later, but for a little bit. All done, painted a liminal and lament configuration with gold leaf. Don't know what that is, but sounds cool. I feel like I could use a thingamabobber here, a piece of cardstock, but I'm being lazy. Hopefully I don't completely mess it up. Yeah, let me get the card. I don't want to get the card. Bumped into random on Oilers, subbed on sweet, yep. Oilers is a good dude. Thingamadoo. Thingamadoo, says Fat Red. Okay, prop. That's got some deep lore going there. Probably would make more sense to do with a flat brush, but there it is. I knew it was gonna happen. But that's all right. Glob of paint right there. Okay. Oh man, I need like quadrifocal glasses or something like that now. Can't see nothing. Let's see. Robotic eyes to be cheap, right? Magnifying loops. Yeah. Magnifying loops are great, man. Not for live streaming though. Do I want that? Do I want that? Do I want that? Well, let's see, guys. It's only been an hour and 47 minutes, so that's a little short for me. And I just... Oh, that's nice. There we go. Just swiped the whole channel away so I couldn't see the chat or the stream or anything. What do I want to do? Do I want to paint a little more? Do I want to log off? I might. I have somewhere I have to be tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., so that is tons of fun. Got a little gray here. Maybe I'll do a little bit of this. Yeah, here lately, sometimes, usually once a month on Saturdays, I have an event on... Wait a minute. That's the wrong color, dude. On Saturday mornings. And it's a little bit tricky to do the stream until like 1 in the morning and then maybe go to sleep at 2, then get up at 5:30 or 6. But it is what it is. That can't be regular gray. That's got to be the dark gray. Yeah, that's got to be that one. We're all big nerds anyway. No, I don't care at all about the way they look, Fat Red. I just think I won't be able to see the chat at all. You know, how do you do that? Once they're on, right? I can't look around them. Maybe I can. I don't know. Do they have like a peephole in them or something? Believe me, I didn't care how I looked in high school either. I did not even understand what was going on with all that stuff. Had a Dr. Pepper yesterday. Pretty darn good. Yeah. Sometimes you just crave that. I was eating a frozen pizza the other day and I was thinking, man, a Coke would be kind of nice with this. When I was a kid, there was this pizzeria in Brooklyn I used to walk by on the way home from, because I used to walk home from elementary school, because hey, it was the 80s. And if it was lunchtime, I remember, man, did I go out for lunch in elementary school? I feel like I used to walk out of the school on lunchtime when I was 10 years old, but I don't know. I know their lunch special was $1, and for $1 you would get a New York slice of pizza, you know, cheese pizza, a small cup of soda, which was always Coke, is what I always wanted, and an Italian ice for $1, man. That's kind of crazy when you think about it now. I mean, it was a good deal then too, the special. $1. That was probably around, I don't know, 88, 89. No, the frozen pizza was okay. Sliced pizza and a big slam for $2, right? That sounds good. Even that, like, $2. I don't even know what a slice is now, Kenzo. It's probably, I don't even want to guess. I have no idea. 3 something, 4 something, probably. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Ed. So, let's see. From age 7, I would walk to school. Yep. From age 7, I walked. It's probably about 10 blocks. 10 blocks, and I went to Gravesend. I think it's PS 95. Yeah, Gravesend Elementary School. And what it was is I was too close for them to pick me up with the city bus, but I was too far for them to do nothing. So they gave me a bus pass. So I'm like 7 or 8 years old with a New York City bus pass that basically you could jump on the bus and go anywhere you want to go. It wasn't like for a specific route or anything. It just, you could go anywhere, starting at like, I don't remember, like 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning. And it didn't work past 5 or 6 p.m. because, you know, you were a kid. But it was just a little piece of paper with a hologram on it and maybe your name. I don't remember exactly. But it was wild. I mean, when you think about it, me and my buddy who both had those bus passes, sometimes we would just jump on the bus and go to the Kings Plaza Mall or Marine Park just to go chill at the park. We were like 8 or 9 years old. Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. All right. Yeah, I don't know what it's like now, but I remember when I was a little kid, we'd walk different places, and it was almost like my grandma and I would play a game to count how many pizzerias there were versus how many fruit markets there were. And I think they were mostly like Korean fruit markets at that time because they were popping up all over. They were always open in those Korean fruit markets, and they'd set off those crazy fireworks, like to, you know, like a ritual blessing, drive the evil spirits away or something for good luck. But, you know, you'd walk like, I don't know, 10 or 15 blocks, and there would be 15 pizzerias in like, you know, that was on Avenue U. The concentration of pizzerias was quite astounding. Man, I remember I used to love slush puppies. And you don't really see slush puppies in Texas. Like, they have Slurpees, but not the slush puppy. I think had more sugar in it. Something about it, the flavor, the cherry was really good. Slush puppies at the skating rink, right? Yeah, those things were so good. It definitely... It was one of those that, like... A Slurpee has, like, really even flavor distribution through it. Or slushy, or whatever the heck it's called, the 7-Eleven version. But the slush puppy was, like... You know, if you put the straw all the way at the bottom, you would suck the flavor out of it. But those things are really good. Those 3-foot-tall pixie sticks, man. Pixie sticks were a mess. Yeah, I remember those. I remember those pixie sticks. I used to really like the ices, though. You know, they would sell just the cheap ices. They would have the 10-cent ones that were the thin ones, and then the 25-cent ones that were the thicker ones. Those things were really nice on a nice hot walk back home from school. I mean, we even had an old-timey candy store that was not too far from my school that was like, you know, you could spend like 5 or 10 cents and get, you know, the shoelace licorice that would come right off the spool. And I want to say it was maybe like 10 cents a yard or something like that. It was pretty cheap. Super hot warheads. Man, I don't know if I remember that. I'm sure I had them back then, but I don't remember the distinction. I do remember when Mortal Kombat 1 came out, though. Icy's so good, we can't get them in Canada. Like, really? No ices? What? Is it because of the food dye? Briscoe? Yeah, bubblegum cigarettes. And although it wasn't like always at the candy store, but you remember they used to have the bazooka. I'm sure they were 1 cent at one point, but I remember bazooka 5 cents, and then the bazooka 3 cents you had also, the smaller ones. Smarties on a stick? Are you talking about the ones that was like the dipping sticks? Like one of them was like the sour with or was sweet with like the sour powder? Probably because of the dye. Yeah, I think some countries don't like that red dye or whatever it is. Too sugary? Yeah. Fun dips. Yeah, that's right. What else did I like back then? I mean, I like Sour Patch Kids. I still do. Although I try not to eat them. Swedish Fish. Well, alright guys, now we've turned into the nostalgia stream as we sometimes do around here, and that's cool. But I think I'm going to wrap it up. We've been streaming now for 2 hours and 4 minutes, which is a nice time. We got this wall built that I had no idea what I was doing with it before the stream, so that's cool. I just knew I was building the wall. Did a little bit of painting, but... Oh yeah, we did some painting on the floor. I'm sure that's going to need more coats, though. Yeah, it's going to need some more coats. Well, I hope everyone has a fantastic week. We're going to wrap it up. We got Briscoe here saying bonkers candy. Creepy heck. I don't remember that. Man, I remember bonkers. Can't remember any of the commercials. Alright, guys. I know it's a little early, but I got to wake up early, so... We're going to wrap it up. Thank you for everyone for hanging out. Thank you very much, Troy, for the snack super chat, and for all my channel members. Hope everyone has a great week, and hopefully we will see you next week. Take care.